as soon as I can get it to come up.
Oh, this douche.
Okay, so
What are you trying to find?
I'm not trying to find anything. I'm just bringing it all up. I wasn't sure how far we were going to get, so I didn't bring up everything because I knew there's no way we were getting through it all tonight. Not
Oh
without
no.
making
I
this
mean,
a
one of them is just
5-hour
talking
live
about
stream.
interesting new games.
Yeah, I saw that, and I wanted to get into it at some point, like dedicate
I
a
mean,
thing
we
to
could
it. We
like
just
pull
hadn't
up
gotten
one of
there.
the new games, like make that a thing, where we pull up an indie game of the week or something and look at it and give it our assessment as we see it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Anyway, just starting next week, I guess we can start doing that. Dedicate like the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes to looking at that stuff.
No.
So Jeff Kaplan here.
Yeah.
He did a 5-some-hour interview. Some of it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to it. Some of it not so much, and a lot of it was just boring to listen to.
Well,
But he's
yeah.
showing off his game during all this too, which is
Mhm.
something to California. So
Golly, I don't remember what it's called.
But anyway, this is one of those takes, and it makes so much more sense. Like, so much makes so much more sense now that I've heard this. So last week we went from that Blizzard dev at CDC saying don't lay off people. Then we went to and then they laid off 1,000 because of the joke. Um, but it was talking about Jeff Kaplan at the time why he left Blizzard.
Yeah.
Um, where they were like, look, if you don't make X amount of money during for Overwatch, we are going to can 1,000 developers and we're going to blame you for it. And he was like, fuck that shit, I'm out. As you should, you shouldn't let them do that sort of thing to you. But this is one of those things that you come out or you hear him say it, and it makes things make so much more sense now in the development world. So let's hear it real quick.
I never understand any being hostile about it or being rude about it, but I understand being upset and I understand voicing your opinion. But like, if a game comes out and you don't want to play it and you've never played it, shut the fuck up. No one cares. Like, we don't need to hear that you weren't into it. Like, what is with this? Oh my god, I'm so upset they decided to make this game that I have no interest in. Like, I'm not running to the internet every time.
Anyway, not the rest of it isn't really that important, to be totally honest. It's just him justifying why he wants to. Oh wait, did he say he didn't? Yeah, why they ignore you? Okay,
Mhm.
and why you got to shut the fuck up and stuff. Anyway, when he said that, it dawned on me that this is what happened to everything in Blizzard. So for years, when it came to World of Warcraft, now he dipped out back in 2021, right?
Yep.
Overwatch has been hemorrhaging for years. World of Warcraft has of course been hemorrhaging for years, and all this other stuff. All their games, Diablo, all of it. We as players have voiced our opinions on how to fix everything for the most part. Like if you do X, Y, and Z, it will bring people back to the game, and it will make all of us happier because this would fix things. And now that we know what Jeff Kaplan's mentality was, I'm assuming that's the mentality throughout all of Blizzard for the most part of anyone in his like area, because he was dealing with Overwatch, which means then over in the World of Warcraft crews probably got the same thing going on. Diablo crews got the same thing going on. This is why they never fixed anything, and they would wait until like the end of an expansion or something and then release a statement going, we should be listening to you guys more often, blah, blah, yada, yada. And we promise to listen to you late, continue to listen to the players, yada, yada, yada. And then they actually institute those changes for the first time throughout the entire expansion. And it is like the best the game has been the entire damn expansion. If they had
Mhm.
just done it to begin with, like when, what was it, Battle for Azeroth came out, and they did, what was it called? The Azerite armor sets. Like everybody, even when they were doing the beta, was like, "This ain't it, Chief. You got to fix this. This needs to be fixed. You don't need to do that. This is retarded."
Yeah.
Okay, and essentially, it's the system of you get armor. Okay, the armor has like a thing on it that you want to use, but in order to do that, your armor has to level up separately, essentially, with Azerite to unlock the thingies, to then unlock the thingies, to unlock the thingies, to get to the thing you want it to do. Okay? And it was stupid. It was retarded because you have to do this with every single piece of armor. So if you picked up something and then you started wearing it, and then suddenly you found another chest piece to replace it, well, you have to start back at level 0 again with that chest piece and redo this process all over again with a max level character, no less. And it was stupid and retarded. And we were like, this isn't going to work, among other things. And then it took them until about the last third of the expansion or the last quarter of the expansion's life cycle to go ahead and say, okay, so here's the changes we made. And they implemented every change the player wanted, us players wanted throughout the entire expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that was the best time to play that expansion.
Yeah.
Because everything worked, it functioned properly, it didn't waste your time like it had all freaking expansion. And then it makes sense. This is why, because they just straight up ignore all our criticism.
Yeah, and the thing is that what he was saying wasn't entirely out of pocket. There are people who just complain. They just complain about everything. You know, they're never happy. This is too hot. This is too cold. Blah 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 blah. And we've seen them where
Oh yeah.
they complain about like the most random stuff. But the thing is that that's not to say you throw the baby out with the bathwater, if you'll use an old expression. Um, it's to say that you have to be wise and winnow and find out what is actually valid criticism. You don't just go, oh, that just means everybody is negative, which is what you want to believe because you want to believe good things about your game. Fine, I get it, but that's catering to your worst demons. And
It's that positive or toxic positivity thing.
yeah, and that's why when I put this up underneath the heading, I put it under what is it, the mindset that killed Highguard, because this is exactly what
Yeah.
that is. They're like, oh, everybody that's complaining is just complaining for the sake of complaining. No, dude, we're complaining because we think that this is bad. We think that this doesn't look good, and if you don't listen to us, nobody's gonna play your dadgum game, guys. I mean, it's not gonna happen. And the name of this game is actually Legend of California.
Yeah.
It looks kind of interesting, you know? I mean, I don't care for this lighting right here. It all looks kind of washed out a little bit. They could use a little
Okay, he
bit.
doesn't want to hear that.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't. I mean, but the thing is, I'm saying that it looks interesting, but it also looks a little washed out,
Yeah.
just design wise. But the thing is that he went too hard in the paint and he went the opposite direction. And this is where they just go, we can only listen to each other. We can only listen to the people who are just like us. And I'm like, this is how you get nobody buying your games. This is how you get 1348. This is how you get Highguard. This is how you get Concord. This is how you get
Yeah.
all of these games that have failed. And then you wonder why the gamers are laughing about it. And it's because of the fact that it's like, homie, we told you. And there is something ridiculously satisfying of an I told you so story. And that's exactly what a lot of these are at this point. And you guys, they're just so full of their own hubris and consequence that they think that we're idiots and rubes and that we're being ridiculous people, as opposed to no, we're actually stating valid things. And sometimes, yeah, sometimes you'll go, no, dude, that'll totally be fixed. Okay, well, prove us wrong. Don't just ignore us though. And that's the problem. That's what he did, and that's why everybody got so upset at him. Even though I was thinking he kind of has a little bit of a point, but he just went too far about it. And also, dude, you're trying to sell a game. You probably shouldn't say all that.
Yeah.
That's probably
Yeah. It's
like your marketing department is like, oh no.
it's like Time Breakers is releasing at a really bad time. This was a bad time for you to say that.
Yeah,
Especially when you're showing off your game.
yeah.
Because we will pick that up and then we'll all collectively, you know, now it doesn't matter what you do at this point. This here is essentially going to be the sentiment. So, you know.
I can't read what that says.
Oh, it was remember guys, don't comment on Jeff's game because he will get mad at you.
Yeah.
you've turned yourself into a meme, essentially.
Yes.
Your game's going to be a joke. We're going to compare it to definitely Red Dead Redemption. That's for sure. It's
Yeah.
like you're not going to escape those allegations at all. You're going to be compared to Red Dead, and if you're not as good as RDR2, well, you're fucked. So you better do something good. But no, I get it. Like there are people who just complain about everything. You don't want to hear that shit, right?
Hmm.
But this is
Yeah.
why you need somebody who can cut through that and parse through that, because you get a lot of good criticism too. You
Yeah.
know,
And the thing is,
and that's the thing. You've got to go look for it, but somebody's got to do that. If you're the top man of the thing, you don't need to go doing that. You need to hire somebody whose sole purpose is to cut through the bullshit and
hmm
go, hey, players are really complaining about this particular thing in this zone.
is this
Maybe we should
valid?
go
Can we
check
mitigate
that
it
out.
somehow? Yes. What can we do about this?
What can we do about this? Or hey, we've got players complaining that for whatever reason this just doesn't feel right. Can we change how this particular thing interacts with that because it's doing something weird?
Yeah, it turns out Dance Dance Revolution to open a door doesn't really test that well. Maybe we should
Yeah.
stop that.
you
But
know
and
you
that's
hire somebody to take care of that stuff, to bring you that information. This way you can avoid the whole, oh my god, I don't like how they've done something really dumb and retarded that doesn't matter because I can't even think of anything at the moment.
yeah.
uh,
But
but
and the thing is that his criticism is also retarded though, because it's assuming that you can't see that a game could be good even if it's not for you. Resident Evil is not for me. I do not need those kind of nightmares. I really don't. I can't even like watch somebody play it if like at certain times of the day. I have to be like, nope, sounds too scary. Gonna go stand in the sun and pet my cat for a little while. Like I cannot play these games. I really can't. I don't like being scared, but the games are actually interesting and they're well done. And I'm just like, I can still say this game is well done even though it's not for me. Turn-based games, not necessarily for me. Slay the Spire, I didn't think it was for me, although now I have to play it because I have to play, I have to do the numbers correctly, okay? So leave me alone. Um but there are plenty of games that you can watch and go, "Oh, that's probably a game that I won't play, but that looks like it's well done. That looks like it's well crafted. That looks like it could run into these problems or these problems." I don't play hero shooters, but I felt fatigued from the time. I can't even be bothered to remember its name, the time game, which is the untimely time game.
yeah, the
And
untimely time game that is not Time Splitters.
yes. And I'm like, this is not a good time for this to come out. Even though I can say some of those, it doesn't look woke, it looks a little cringe, but that's just because it's not really a great trailer. Like some of those people, they just look like not like B version, like versions from like a B movie
That one
in the
looks like it was
90s.
straight out of Concord. Like, I can't remember who it is, but it
It would
looks
be
like the
Concord if Concord wasn't
gingerbread.
trying to be woke.
It was like the girl version of the Concord guy.
Oh, the one on the end, yeah, the one in the
Yeah,
fish tank, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it didn't look as bad as Concord. You didn't look at it and go, "Lol, I'm sorry, we're just gonna rag on these for the rest of eternity."
No. I
We
mean,
just
they
we
they
just went,
definitely went the other way where they made it look halfway decent, but it's
yeah,
still, the outfit and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you totally took that guy from Concord, turned him into a woman, and then did that. I know what you were doing. I know
yeah,
what you were
but
doing. It's
and the
just
thing is that
off.
you're just like, but when we saw it, we just kind of all went, we just all sighed a little bit because we're tired of these hero shooters that are oversaturated. They're just overdone. They're over cartoony. It doesn't look new. It doesn't look fresh. It's like, oh my gosh, we're having the exact same macaroni and cheese. It's like it's been 300 years, sir. It's like this stuff goes stale after a while. This isn't the time for that. Like we just finished burying another one. Give us time, bro. Let it heal. It'll never heal if you don't stop picking.
Yeah.
Um, so you can actually still give valid criticism of a game that could help you, even if you're not interested in playing this game, even if it's not your thing, even if you've never played a game like that. If you know anything and you're wise and you think things through, you can still give good criticism. And one of mine is this probably isn't the time unless you guys have something that's wholly new and doesn't look so cringe. And I wish I could give a better critique of why the art style looks so it looks so cheesy to me. I don't know why, because
It
I was
looks like
like,
Fortnite.
it looks worse than Fortnite though. Fortnite is like we wanted to be Pixar but not get sued. And
Yeah, I mean, it looks more like they started off at the Fortnite stage and then decided to add a little realism,
yeah.
probably with the DLS S5 more than likely. So they had to add
Mm,
that in there.
that would no that probably would have added something else. But no, there's something in the designs. Like even when the knight